Today, you are going to learn the skill that allowed me to do over 100 off-market real estate deals at better margins, more efficient than my competition. And I'm going to teach it all here step by step. And it really comes down to one thing. That's how you build a team and where in the world you hire. I was able to build a team of over 100 people, mostly overseas for $3 to $6 an hour, to do a myriad of tasks for me, to buy my time back and allow me to build a business that serve my life. It's one of the YouTube videos I'm most excited to have ever created that's going into the one thing that if you learn, the one skill that you build that will double your real estate business and way better profit margin, scalability than any of your competition. Let's get into it. So the one skill that you have to develop if you want to build a business that can last and that you can compete with the big dogs is overseas talent. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I built my hiring pyramid around these hires. So the first thing that I ever hired way back in the day, I got really sick. I didn't have a lot of time in the day to work. There was a lot of busy work that needed to be done. Is you have an admin department in your business. In a real estate company, these are going to be things, list polling, your marketing, your CRM tinkering, maybe your email, maybe research. You'd be surprised how much stuff during your day you do as a $4 to $6 an hour task. I would recommend you hiring an admin assistant, and you can hire them through the Easy Button hiring pool if you're an Easy Button investor client or you vetted. If not, you can go hire them through Upwork. And you're typically going to pay this role, while most people who don't have this skill of hiring overseas, they're going to pay this role $15, $20 an hour. You're going to be able to pay this role $3 to $6 an hour. The next role that you want to hire overseas is a fulfillment role. And Cole, what's fulfillment? Well, fulfillment is what takes a deal from start to finish. So for you, this is probably going to be what you call the transaction coordinator. And there's two ways you can do this. Okay. You can go very low cost and you can hire overseas, or you can do quasi low cost and you can hire what I call an overseas support team. So what that would mean is you would have a TC lead in the States. This could be someone part-time. You can go on Upwork and find them. I have clients that find them off Upwork all the time. They're retired real estate agents or retired real estate brokers or retired title and escrow company. And then you can build your TC support staff overseas. That might be, again, the TC support staff might be a $3 to $6 an hour. And what I've seen on the part-time team lead that's leading this team, even if they go full-time, can be about $350 to $650 per close file. So now you got your admin off your plate and your fulfillment off your plate. You have so much time back already at a very low cost. Even right now, we're only spending, let's be conservative, we're only spending like $15 an hour to have all this off your plate. $15 an hour is about $2,500 per month in labor cost. And you have all this off your plate already. Most people would be spending easily $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a month already. Then you have marketing, the next part of this skill pyramid that you need to build. The first part of that is marketing channels. A lot of you guys make the mistake of trying to do this in-house, but you can hire overseas agencies like Easy Button Investor to handle most of your marketing channels. You can also internally, though, the position I recommend you hire to run your marketing campaigns, make sure your data is clean, all that kind of stuff, as a marketing manager. Okay, again, this might be a $5 to $7 an hour position, and you can find people overseas that are extremely qualified, who have all the experience they ever could need. Maybe they have a bachelor's degree or even an MBA, and they are ready to run your whole marketing department and work with your vendors and the agencies that you use to align on KPIs and budget and incentives, all without you having to worry about it. So now you're up to about $20 an hour. The next role that is a great role to hire for as you build this is your sales team. And there's three parts of a sales team that you have. You have your acquisitions. If you're building this right, you have an SDR team, which are lead managers, which deal with tire kickers. And if you're doing wholesaling, you have dispositions. If you're not, you don't need it. Buyer relationships, initial seller relationships, closing seller deals. Okay. And I have had success hiring all these positions overseas. My best acquisitions guy, Theo, Venezuelan, SDRs. You can hire these all over the world, and dispositions, you can hire those over the world or stateside. Either way, it doesn't really matter. And typical comp, for an acquisitions guy overseas will probably be 5 to 10% plus $1,500 per month. Stateside, you know what that would be? Stateside, that would be 15 to 25% and $5,000 base, depending on the quality you're hiring for. SDRs, you can typically hire them for about $2,000 per month plus 3% per deal. So now you're building your sales team overseas. And if you build this overseas too, you could do a very similar structure as your acquisitions team. Now you have a sales team at a fraction of the price. You have a marketing team at a fraction of the price, a fulfillment team, and an admin team. That allows you to do what matters, and which is the number one skill you don't have, which is the leadership role. And your role becomes culture. processes, systems, content, things that are high leverage, right? You're working on the business. And the investors I know that have mastered the skills of hiring and managing overseas talent have built businesses you can't even imagine. If you need help with this, there's 2 resources below this video. One is the Easy Button Investor School community, where we have all the training you could ever need and our hiring pool if you're a client. And if you're ready to start growing your lead flow and your team with overseas talent, Easy Button Investor is the place to start. Those links are below this video.